Why is Nicolas Winding Refn my media hero? He isn't afraid to go against audience expectation. After the biggest success of his career, directing Drive, starring Ryan Gosling as the lead character, a quiet stuntman with a nightlife as a heist getaway driver, who must fight to protect his love interest / neighbour as his criminal life tangles with his personal one, Refn directed Only God Forgives, again starring Gosling, in a brutal, dark and horrific story of a drug smuggler who is tasked by his estranged mother to find and kill whoever is responsible for his brother's death. This surprised and angered audiences. After the 80s inspired hero story with an LA backdrop that was Drive, having that be succeeded by the dark, bloody and disturbing revenge story of Only God Forgives, having the same lead actor and almost parodying Drive with a near-mute protagonist, only speaking 17 lines of dialogue throughout the entire movie. Only God Forgives ended up being very polarising for audiences, with many critics giving negative reviews, but still some giving great to even perfect 10 out of 10s. His use of style. Refn is known for using neon in his Western films. Drive, Only God Forgives, and The Neon Demon all prominently using it to instill an 80s nostalgic effect. This culminates well with stories like Drive, being a classically 80s styled action movie-esque storyline. With most of his films containing an overuse of gore and violence, he has learned how to use and show it very effectively, keeping it as a shock tactic after brief, comfortable moments at sometimes. A scene from Drive goes from a passionate kissing scene to a brutal head-stomping scene within seconds, or at others using it near constantly to make you feel like it's desensitizing you to it to create an effect. For example, Bronston uses violence to introduce you to how violent Bronston's life is in prison. Refn has also used the quadrant system while filming Drive to both create interesting framing and also to show interactions and character tells simply from sections of the frame. When Driver and another man speak about their love interest, they occupy the same quadrant, with the love interest out of focus or at the centre of the frame, showing the target goal of both characters. He allows you to think about the meanings. I'm a fan of effective use of subtext and ambiguity in films to make you think things past face value. Refn demonstrated this especially well with the film Drive. As the driver wears a jacket with a scorpion design on the back, he mentions the story of the scorpion and the frog when he speaks to the main antagonist of the film. This story is about how the scorpion harms others around it despite its intentions, because it is in its nature to do so. This can be linked to the antagonist's actions or the driver's in harming the love interest of the story. Drive also had a somewhat ambiguous ending. After accomplishing his objective, the driver is seen to have left everything else behind and disappeared. This allows you to come to your own conclusion about the events of the ending. Drive also has a somewhat ambiguous ending. After accomplishing his objective, the driver is seen to have left everything else behind and disappeared. This allows you to come to your own conclusion about the events of the ending.